Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We were discussing about the different parts of the shoot and the root. We have discussed about the root system. Then we have discussed about the roots, the tap root and the fibrous root. Then we are discussing about the shoot system. In the shoot system, in last period we have discussed about the stem. Now we shall take the leaves. You must have seen green leaves on the tree. What are leaves? Leaves are the kitchen of the plant. There are many flattened thin green lateral structures attached to the stem. These are what? These are leaves. They are the kitchen of the plant as they manufacture food with the help of chlorophyll present in it. Now there are few main. Now we shall discuss the parts of the leaf. The leaf grows on the stem at a node. You know that the place from where a leaf arises is called a node. In the last period we have discussed this term. The leaf is attached by the stem with the mean of a stalk, and that stalk is called the petiole. The flat green portion of the leaf is called the lamina or the leaf blade. In the figure you can see the leaf base also, and the lamina also, and the petiole also. Go to the figure on the screen. The petiole continues in the leaf as a thick midrib in the center. The midrib on either side branches out as veins to form a network. These veins transport water, mineral and food. Now in the picture you can see easily all the parts of the leaf. Now the arrangement of veins in different leaves are different. The arrangement of veins on a leaf blade is called its venation. There are two types of venation. First is reticulate venation. When the veins form a net-like pattern on the lamina in a leaf, the venation is called reticulate venation. This is commonly seen in the leaf of peepal, china, rose, mustard, cabbage, lemon, neem. Next is the parallel venation. When the veins run parallel to the midrib or parallel to each other, the venation is called as parallel venation. This is commonly seen in bamboo, banana, sugarcane and palm trees. There is a relationship between the leaf venation and the types of fruit. Always remember, when a plant has tap roots, then it will have reticulate venation in the leaves. And if the plant has fibrous root, then the venation present in the leaf will be parallel. Okay. So now we shall discuss about the functions of leaf. The main functions of the leaves are to manufacture food by photosynthesis, exchange of gases and transpiration. Now we shall discuss each of these functions separately. First is manufacture of food by photosynthesis. As you know, the leaf is called the kitchen of the plant, and only plants are capable of making their food. Many times we have discussed it that plants make their food in the presence of sunlight with the help of carbon dioxide and water. And the chlorophyll, the green pigment present in plant, which is called the chlorophyll, traps the light of the sun and gets energy, and with this energy carbon dioxide and water is changed into glucose. Glucose is the food formed by the plant, and oxygen is released in this process. You can see the equation of photosynthesis on the screen. Carbon dioxide plus water is equal to glucose plus oxygen. Plants take the carbon dioxide and releases oxygen in photosynthesis. The glucose produced in the process of photosynthesis is utilized by the plants for various activities. Excess of glucose is shared in the leaf as starch, and that is why the leaves are called the food factories or kitchen of the plant. Now the next function of the leaf is exchange of gases. Like we have nose to inhale and exhale air. How do leaves breathe? Plants breathe with the help of leaves. Leaves have numerous tiny openings on them that are called as stomata, which are present under the surface. The exchange of gases takes place through stomata. The small opening called lenticels are present on old stems also, help in gaseous exchange. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide enters the leaves and oxygen is given out, whereas during respiration, oxygen enters the leaf and carbon dioxide is given out. You must have heard from old people that it is not advisable to sleep under the tree at night. Why? Because at night there is no photosynthesis, only respiration is carried out. So plants give carbon dioxide, so we should not stand or sleep under the tree at night. Then next function of the leaf is transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration means the loss of water through the stomata of the plant is called as transpiration. Plant absorb a lot of water from the soil, but very little is used up in photosynthesis. The rest of the water is lost to the atmosphere in the form of water vapor through stomata. This loss of water through stomata is called transpiration. Transpiration has two benefits. First, it helps in cooling the plant body, just as loss of water during sweating help us to keep cool. Then next, when leaves lose water during transpiration, more water and mineral are pulled towards the root to make up the lost water. Thus, leaves help in the conduction of water and minerals in the plant through transpiration. The entire process, the detailed process of transpiration will be taught to you when you will go in higher classes. You must just remember that due to transpiration that it helps in cooling of the plant and conduction of water and mineral. These are two benefits of transpiration. Transpiration is also called a necessary evil. Then beside these functions, there are some other functions also which are carried by the leaves. These functions are defense, providing support, reproduction and storage of food. Let us first discuss about defense. In some plants such as cactus, date palm and prickly poppy, either the entire leaf or a part of leaf is modified into spines for defense. These spines prevent the loss of water and protect the plant from grazing animals as well. You have seen the cactus plant, prickly poppy also you must seen. They have spines so that the animals could not graze them. Then next is providing support. In some plants such as pea, masoor or lentil and glory lily, the stems are very weak to stand erect. In such plants, the leaves or the leaflets are produced into leaf tendrils. They become thin and coiled and they are called as leaf tendrils, coiled structures. Leaf tendrils coil themselves around the support and helps the plant having weak stem to climb up to expose their leaf to sunlight. Next functions of the leaf is reproduction. Some leaves also take part in reproduction or vegetative reproduction. In some plants like Bryophyllum and Begonia, buds develop on the leaves. These buds grow into new plant. Then next modification of leaf is leaves also store food. As root and stem we have discussed that root and stem store foods, leaves also store foods and become thick and fleshy like onion leaf. They store food and become thick and fleshy. This is all about the leaves. So until now we have discussed about roots, stem and leaves. In the next chapter next period we will discuss about the flowers of the plant.